Today we're diving into a blast from the past with a modern twist. Hack GU last Recode on the Nintendo Switch. Originally developed by CyberConnect 2 and released in 2017 as a remastered collection, this game brings back all of the nostalgia of the PlayStation 2 era with a few upgrades and a lot of anime-style storytelling. So is this remaster worth your time in 2025? Let's find out. For those unfamiliar, Hack is a multimedia giant. Anime, manga, novels, and games, all revolving around a fictional MMORPG called The World. Think of it as Sword Art Online before it was even a thing. Hack GU Last Recode bundles the full trilogy from the PS2 days, plus a fourth chapter which wraps up the story in a neat little bow. You play as Haseo, an edgy lone wolf type who was on a mission to hunt down a mysterious player killer named Tri-Edge. Why? Because Tri-Edge left one of Haseo's friends in a coma in the real world. Heavy stuff. Even though Haseo starts off insanely powerful, he gets completely wrecked early on and reset to level 1. Classic JRPG move. And from there, the story unfolds. One of the biggest strengths of this game is the storytelling. If you've watched the anime, you'll feel right at home. But even newcomers can appreciate the depth here. Every character has a purpose, a philosophy, and something to teach Haseo, who slowly grows from a selfish anti-hero into a true leader. The cutscenes? There are a lot of them, and they're fantastic. This game honestly feels like a mini anime series, with gameplay sprinkled in between. The loop goes something like this. Watch a cutscene, check your in-game email, head to the next story trigger, and dive into a dungeon. Rinse and repeat. But somehow, it works. In Volume 2, you'll start getting weird emails from mysterious characters, asking you to meet at the end of random dungeons. You go all the way there expecting something huge only to get, well, not much. It's a total nothing burger. But the cutscene quality still makes it oddly satisfying. It's basically the anime equivalent of, "Thanks Mario, but our princess is in another castle." So how does the Switch version holds up? Visually, it's a mixed bag. The UI looks crisp, the resolution is decent, but this is still a remaster, not a remake. Some character models, especially hands and shoulders, looked like they were lifted straight out of Minecraft. And in certain cutscenes, mouths don't even move during dialogue. Budget constraints? Nostalgic charm? You decide. That said, pre-rendered cinematics are mostly well integrated, with some solid facial animation and lip sync. Just don't expect perfection. Let's talk about gameplay. The dungeon system is kind of cool. Use 3 keywords to generate random dungeons. Grassy fields, Japanese castles, underground caves, etc. The layouts vary slightly, but the structure stays the same. Combat is where things get a bit clunky. You got one main attack button, a block, and a skill trigger. Combos are basic, movements during attack is stiff, and positioning really matters. The block button is useful as enemies will often telegraph their attacks. There's a long delay after your attacks, but you can cancel an attack into guard and skip this delay. I like to call this technique guard cancel. You also build morale during fights. Fill your gauge, and you can unleash special moves like Beast Awakening or Divine Awakening for a flashy power spike. But beware, some enemies return damage or inflict status effects just for hitting them. It's like they got spiked poison armor. Trying to juggle those guys? Yeah, good luck. Customization is pretty limited. You can't tweak stats or build your characters in different ways. Leveling is linear. If you're someone who loves deep RPG mechanics and loadout optimizations, this isn't that game. That said, you can trade gears with allies, fuse weapons, and even set up your own shop in town. It's basic, but functional. Eventually, Haseo gets access to 3 weapon types, and you can switch between them on the fly. Each weapon of the same type have different attack animations, which adds a tiny bit of flavor. A major gameplay twist comes when Haseo awakens his avatar, a digital beast that looks like a cross between a Gundam and a Digimon. These avatar battles are 1 versus 1 duels with their own unique mechanics. You fire projectiles, dodge attacks, and go for the kill using a powerful data drain finisher. These fights feel epic and really break up the routine in a good way. Once you finish a volume, you carry your save into the next. And if you're short on time, yes, cheats are available. But I went old school and played it straight. There are a few mechanical differences between volumes. For example, guard cancelling is weaker in Volume 2. Enemies start to patrol, dungeons get bigger, and leveling slows down. Also, you'll start finding giant keys to unlock secret bosses and ultra rare weapons. So, what's the final verdict? .hack GU Last Recode is a story-driven experience with a ton of lore, memorable characters, and a presentation that still holds up mostly today. The gameplay is simple and at times outdated, but if you're here for the anime vibes and the emotional growth arcs, you'll get your fix. Dadozy Gaming gives it a solid 7.5 out of 10. Thanks for watching, and as always, happy gaming.